Yo, you already know what it is. Dub and I here together. We make up in the arena. Listen, we got the game of the week, and this is a matchup of matchups. I would say we probably got the top dog in the NFC and the Philadelphia Eagles, and what looks or appears to be the top dog in the AFC and the Kansas City Chiefs. And no surprise, right? I think everyone could imagine that these two teams will be here where they are. The Eagles are 8-1, the Chiefs are 7-2. So it's going down at Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday. I'm gonna go ahead with my thoughts on it, Dub, and I gotta hear yours. I think this is going to be an exciting football game. Well, I think what has turned me off so far with the Chiefs this year, and probably a lot of people to why people question the Chiefs earlier in the season, is simply they haven't looked like the Chiefs of old. They haven't had a lot of games where they're just scoring a lot of touchdowns, where Patrick Mahomes is just going off 400 pass yards, and it's because they don't have a great receiving core. They do have a tight end esque receiver in Travis Kelsey. But Travis Kelsey's preoccupied right now. He's dating one of the richest entertainers in the world in Taylor Swift.
Trying to
So the
man, take it off.
yeah, so the points haven't quite been there like we're used to with Chiefs games, but this defense is the real deal. The defense is the real deal. They're grinding out games, they're winning games that are ugly, and somehow they keep finding a way. And they keep messing up my parlays because they'll have the chance to score at the end of the game, and Patrick Mahomes does the smart thing and takes a knee or slides inbounds and lets the clock run out. So, I got a reason to be mad at the Chiefs. However, they are facing a Philadelphia Eagles team that also has a really good defense, that also has a really good offense, that also has wide receiver number one in the league right now, and who? AJ Brown. Not to mention, they also have Devontae Smith. So, not to mention, they also have DeAndre Swift.
Julio,
Julio Jones as well. How could I forget? Listen, the number we can just keep going on offense because we still haven't mentioned Jalen Hurts. I think the tush push wins this game. Overall, the Philadelphia Eagles, I think, are going to prove to be the test that the Kansas City Chiefs need at this point in the season. We're a little past the midpoint. Right now, you're really finding out who you are and who you're going to be when it comes to the end of the season and the playoff run. I think the Philadelphia Eagles have not quite hit the stride, which is crazy to say at 8-1. But I've watched a few of the games, and I don't think they've performed in a way that they can. Again, that add of Julio Jones is a big possession receiver that they kind of had in AJ Brown, but AJ Brown is a speedster as well. So he adds another dimension, especially putting him in the slot where I've seen him in the last game score a touchdown. I think the Philadelphia Eagles win this game, and I think they do it in a dominant fashion over the Kansas City Chiefs by running the ball, by getting the ball to their playmakers, and by Jalen Hurts making smart decisions and not turning the football over. Doug, what are your thoughts on this game?
yeah, you know, I think it's always pretty dope to see a Super Bowl rematch in season. I think that's
For
extremely
sure.
cool. We don't get a chance to see that quite often. And so, with that being said, this is going to be a repeat of the Super Bowl. It really is. And I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning, not by a landslide, but it's going to be a very close game. And the reason why I say that is kind of to your point that you made for the Philadelphia Eagles. I have yet to see the Chiefs play a full, complete game, if you ask me, on all three phases on the field. And so here's the thing: this is the best defense that Patrick Mahomes has had since he's been in Kansas City. He doesn't need to light up the scoreboard at all this season because now those rookies that he had about 2 years ago, a year ago, they have some season on them now. They have some experience, and it's starting to pay dividends on the field. And so, with that being said, the Eagles' offense hasn't looked the best, in my opinion, yet. And I really think Jalen Hurts is injured. So they can put enough pressure on Jalen Hurts to pretty much force them to throw the ball. Well, to force the ball more. Throw the ball more. I think it can be a bad day for Jalen Hurts. A few weeks ago he threw a few interceptions. Now let's not forget about that game. So
Yeah.
said, I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to peak at the right time, and I think the Eagles will too. This will be the game where they, take a slight regression, and then they'll go ahead and win out for the rest of the season. But remember, I'm one of the guys that said the Eagles are not going to be good this season. So hey, there's not much merit in my word. But I will say that there's merit in this prediction, and I'm going to say that the Chiefs are going to win, not by a landslide, but maybe by a touchdown or 3 points.
Got you. Do one final question? Do you feel like we get a rematch of last year's Super Bowl this year in the Super Bowl?
No, I think the NFL is wide open, man. I don't know who's going to the Super Bowl on either side. It's a toss up for me this season.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's fair, especially at this point in the season. You got a lot of great teams, a lot of football left to be played. And, regardless of what we say here, they got to line it up and they got to play 4 quarters. So it would be hard to say these teams are going to be in the Super Bowl, but lucky for us, we don't have to wait to see if they're in the Super Bowl to get this rematch. We get it this Sunday. Listen, as always, we need 3 things from you: that CLS treatment, comment on this video, like this video, and do what? Subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with more from me in the arena.